Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Morning. What's up, party people? Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday. And you know what? Normally Wednesday, we don't do the NBA bit in the morning. We have like an afternoon type show, right? But here's the thing. Starting today, from now on, every Wednesday, we'll be live. The NBA bit's back in the morning because it's time to ramp up. All right. It's October. We are less than 3 weeks away from the NBA season. And I'm like James Harden. I'm ready to show up and make things uncomfortable. Who do we got here this morning? I see Sneep said in the chat. Boston Base is here. Hugo's here. Matica Auto. Let's go. The Common Man. Snoopaloop said it's National Taco Day. And then was like, hey, why are we doing this on a Wednesday? Why is that on a Tuesday? That's poor planning on the National Holiday Calendar Committee. Stubbs is up in the chat. We got Jump Shoot. Oh, yeah, 10-4. Happy 10-4, October 4th. Airplane mode's here. Yeah, Boston Base let us know they're the national emergency testing thing on your phone today, so get ready. Coach Dark Holmes up in here. Hope you enjoyed the Foo Fighters last night. I saw that. CJ up in the chat. Who else we got here? Who else? Botavine, let's go. I think that's everybody. Did we hit everybody? Do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe. Smash the subscribe. And just a reminder, too, we'll be back tonight at 9 p.m. right here with the Shot Tank Boys. So actually, Jebber Bush, we've got our friend John Boy Skeets and Mr. TST will all be back talking about all of the lovely happenings in Dapperland and So Rare Land, getting us ready for the start of the basketball season. Common Man said, how about those Texas Rangers? Yeah, we get a little MLB action. Actually, No Bunts was back on. So if you need some baseball content, go check that out. That was this morning. Even Skeets filled in. How about Skeets? Man of many talents, talking baseball. I nailed a couple of little underdog pick'ems, which the state of New York yesterday announced that they are going to be overturning the law that basically allowed companies like Underdog and Prize Picks to do those pick'ems. So no longer will I be able to do pick'ems. I don't know when that's actually starting, but that is what's happening in legislation right now in the state of New York. And that's because companies like DraftKings and FanDuel are trying to fade the smoke. They are out there lobbying against companies like Underdog and Prize Picks. And because they've been lobbying so hard for so many years just to get the sports books up and at them, they're kind of in the pockets of the lobbyists. And now they are trying to monopolize the industry, even though that's scumbag behavior. Didn't expect to come in here and talk about politics, but that's where we're at right now because it's garbage. But anyways, we hit a couple of those pick'ems yesterday. Shout out Bryce Harper, who I thought was going to burn me, and then in the last inning hit a little single, and then I needed 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, whatever. Hit a single, and then Castellanos hit a little dubs. So anyways, that's how I'm enjoying baseball because the Boston Red Sox are jug due. Anyways, also I see Sandra up in the chat. Shiggins is here. Good to see everybody again. Thanks for being here. Listen, I don't know what we're going to talk about this morning, okay? Because there's not too much happening. So I put together a fun little bit that we'll talk about with James Harden because our friend James Harden leaked a little info yesterday being like, oh my gosh, I didn't know the Sixers wanted me to show up. Oh, there was such a miscommunication. I thought they wanted me to stay away from the team. But the Sixers want me there. So you know what? I will show up. I will show up. I will come to Colorado. I'll get out there. Even though I missed dinner with Coach Prime and Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey and the rest of the Sixers, I'll show up. And so we're like, oh, wow. Okay, it's fine. Sixers land. We're back. Everything's fine again. And then like an hour later, Woj gets on the worldwide leader, ESPN, and says, James Harden is prepared to make things very uncomfortable. And that got me thinking, like, what does that look like? What does uncomfortability look like with James Harden? And I want to know, is he like deep in the lab? Is he out there like cooking up some theories? Does he have a team? Like, is he sitting there with his agent, his best friend, maybe some family members, and they're like, if we come together, if we circle up, what are some of the things that we could do? Right? What are some of the things that we could do to make Philadelphia incredibly uncomfortable that they would trade me? Right? And I love and honestly, what he could do is just look at the playbook from Ben Simmons, right? What did Ben Simmons do? Ben Simmons showed up with a cell phone in his pocket, ran around, right? And I don't understand. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? But so put together a little fun bit today and let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's do this bad boy right now. Let me pull up everything so we're ready to go. We're going to fire up. We're going to fire up a little top 10 action, a little top 10 of James Harden, things that he could do to make the 76ers very uncomfortable.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the home office in Sioux City, Iowa, here is tonight's top 10 list. The category.
There we go. A little top 10. Let's fire it up. Ready? Number 10 on the James Harden making things uncomfortable for the 76ers. He could show up in a Diamondbacks jersey, a D-backs jersey. And you might be like, why would that make them uncomfortable? Well, right now, the Arizona Diamondbacks are playing the Philadelphia Phillies in the playoffs. I think that would be a fun way to start things up. Actually, I think I screwed this up right off the bat. I wanted him to wear a D-backs jersey because I thought that would be funny saying D-backs. They're not playing them. They're playing, God damn it, they're playing the Miami Marlins. Unbelievable. We screwed it up in the first bit. Right away. We screwed it up incredibly. Anyways, number 10 would be showing up in a Miami Marlins jersey, okay? Pick a Marlin. It could be anyway. It could be Jazz Chisholm. That could be a good one. People are saying David Letterman is dead. Dave is not dead, guys. What is going on? Dave is not dead. He was on an episode of the Strike Force 5 just recently, which ended up right away, the podcast ended right away. Anyway, show up in a Miami Marlins jersey. Pick a side immediately in the wild card round. Big F you to the Philly fans out there. And you know that Philly fans take things very seriously. They will throw batteries. So I think you start right away. Start right away with the Miami Marlins jersey, Jazz Chisholm, Jesus Luzardo. You pick whoever you want. It'll confuse the hell out of them. Number 9, shave the beard. Number 9, shave the beard. Just come out Arizona State University style, real clean shaven. That should be number 1. I think that would confuse the hell out of everyone if he came out clean shaven. Right? You wouldn't even have to say anything. Don't talk to the media. Don't talk to anybody. Don't tweet. Don't Instagram. Just come out baby face out there. It would confuse the hell. Think about how you guys react every time I shave. Right? Just imagine baby face Harden. What if he came in and then shirtless? Baby face and shirtless. Just show him how cut you are. So number 9, shave baby face Harden. Shave that face. Number 8, show up wearing a Clippers jersey, but not just any Clippers jersey, Marcus Morris's jersey. For those that missed it, Marcus Morris yesterday unfriended, unfollowed, unsubscribed to Russell Westbrook. Now that's a statement right there. Russell Westbrook recently, it was reported, he bought the new iPhones for all of his Clippers teammates. Marcus Morris was like, I don't want an iPhone. I'm an Android guy, and then stopped following him. Marcus Morris also wants to be off of the Clippers. I think that would be a choice right there. Show up in a Clippers jersey because that's the team that James Harden wants to play for, but also have it be a Marcus Morris. It's also like a deep cut. It shows you're a fan of the team. Anybody can buy a Kawhi Leonard or a Paul George jersey, but if you come out there with a Marcus Morris, that's showing something. All right, number 7. Start an OnlyFans account. I just think that's how he should communicate with the media, right? You'd be like, you want to know what I have to say on this? You want to know? Well, listen, I'm going to be doing a foot stream. I'll be showing my feet, and then I'll be talking to you about my feelings as it relates to my responsibility with the Philadelphia 76ers and where I'd like to play, right? And then listen, if he's nervous, he's going to start getting fined. He's going to start getting fined if he starts missing practice, if he starts missing camp, if he starts missing games. This is how you recoup some of that, right? You have to pay $99.99 to hear what I have to say. And then, I don't know, you can do whatever. Do whatever you want. Good energy today. 2 in a row. Impressive, says Jump Shoot. Okay, awesome. There we go. So we're enjoying this so far. But anyways, I think you start an OnlyFans account. It just shows he's a part of the gig economy, right? That hustle. People don't believe he plays with hustle. Well, he's like, not only am I hustling on the court, I'm hustling off the court in the bedroom. OnlyFans. We love that. All right, number 6. I think he should start a podcast that dives deep into the fact that Nikola Jokic should have won the MVP last season. You want to make things uncomfortable? Just film it in the locker room. Film it in the locker room. Let him know. Let him know Joel Embiid, his teammate, should not have won MVP. And you know what? You could even cite last season's postseason performance. Do a deep dive in all of the times that the Sixers have fallen off in the playoffs and how it's Joel Embiid's fault. Start that campaign right now. Retroactively name Nikola Jokic the 3 consecutive time MVP. I think that would really make things incredible. And get a good co-host like Ben Simmons. I feel like the James Harden, Ben Simmons co-host experience, right? Although James Harden and Ben Simmons co-hosting something together would just be them throwing it back and forth to each other because no one wants to take the shot when it matters, right? There we go. That was a good little bit that we just created in the real time. Number 5, start campaigning to be the new Speaker of the House, right? We just saw Kevin McCarthy get ousted yesterday. I don't know. Maybe James Harden steps up a little bit. I think that would really throw people off the scent of what's going on in Philly right now. Just really change the narrative, right? Change the narrative. I know it's not a position you can really run for, but I think he should just start campaigning for Speaker of the House right now, right? Anytime something matters, he disappears. That's great for politics. You don't really have to have any sort of backbone. You quit quickly. I think he would do really well as Speaker of the House, okay? I think he would fill in really nicely. Number 4 in the top 10, speak only in Limerick. All right, maybe I'm just feeling a little limericky after my time overseas. But here, I think he should speak only in Limerick. And I even put one together for you, okay? There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared. Morey is a liar and Embiid is a crier, have all ruined the vibe of my beard." And then shaves. Are you kidding me? Do you know people would be talking? Malika Andrews would be live on ESPN right away if he started something like that. Let's do it one more time, just in case you're like, oh man, I had to take a phone call or the audio cut out. Again, only in Limerick, there was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared. Morey is a liar and Embiid is a crier, have all ruined the vibe of my beard." God, that's beautiful. You know, he's won an MVP. Maybe he'll win a poet laureate. Is that an award? Can you win that? I don't know. I think that's good. So that's number 4. Number 3, spokesperson of thruples. And that, we don't know if that's something he's into. And that's not even kink shaming if that is something you're into. I just think if the 3-point game, the 3-pointer changed the game, what if he just leaned into that? He's like, not only did I change the game on the court, I changed the game in the bedroom. I'm a thruples man. I just think that could be, and it is number 3, right? And it is number 3. There was some thought that went into it. And sure, is it the last one that I came up with? Yeah, it is. But I don't care. I think he can, a spokesperson for thruples. And again, this is another side hustle. He can get paid for it, of course. And then I think he could approach Kelly Oubre, his teammate, who is married to the woman that he stole from a party of James Harden's, right? Remember, that was the beef. And then Daryl Morey brings Kelly Oubre, their teammates. Come on. That would be excellent. All right, here we go. And number 2, speak out against cheesesteaks. Oh, man, Philly would lose their mind. If he spoke out against cheesesteaks, right? That's the one thing they hold near and dear to their heart outside of the Eggles. Go Eggles. Cheesesteaks. If he spoke out, goes vegan. What if he goes vegans and then burns down a cheesesteak? Or buys them all up and burns them? Almost like Righteous Gemstones when they bought all the sex toys. What if they treated that? What was that called? I forget, the Smut Patrol. I forget what it was called. Anyways, I just speak out against cheesesteak. Trail burgers over cheesesteaks. There you go. Maybe they start throwing Trill burgers at cheesesteak places. I like that. I like that. And then our last one, the number one thing James Harden could do to make Philadelphia and the 76ers feel uncomfortable is give them the ball in the fourth quarter of a close playoff game. Nothing would make the 76ers more uncomfortable than James Harden being responsible for the ball in a close game. There we go. That's our top 10. That's our top 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the home office in Sioux City, Iowa, here is tonight's top 10 list. The category.
There we go. We had fun. We had fun this morning. Is that the only thing that I have planned for this entire morning? You're absolutely right. There wasn't really too much going on yesterday in the basketball world after the frenzy that was NBA Media Day. It was kind of quiet after that. I mean, there was a lot of people showing up, a lot of people just tweeting out videos of individuals hitting jump shots with no one covering them. Like everyone was losing their mind. Oh my God. After Golden State Warriors practice, Chris Paul and Steph Curry spent a whole hour working on dribble handoffs and quick dribble jump shots. What is in store for this season? And I love that we have to cover it like that too, because it's like, wow, can you believe these professional athletes just spent another 45 minutes doing the thing that they're trying to be really good at for the first time since the offseason? Bravo. Bravo. So I did think that was kind of funny. All right. I really got to stress, David Letterman is very much alive. Very much alive. Also, did you guys see Late Night's back? I don't know. I watched a closer look. I caught up to a closer look yesterday with Seth Meyers. But yeah, it came back on Monday. The writer's strike is over. I went overseas. Every NBA trade that could happen happened. The WGA strike ended right away. So I don't want to take credit for leaving the country and changing the world, but I might have. So here we get some options today. Would you like me to jump in an underdog NBA best ball draft? We could do that. We could jump in there. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about this morning? There's not a lot of there's not a lot of NBA spiciness. Top Shot's kind of boring right now. So Rare is getting ready, but there's not a lot happening right now in the So Rare streets. It's just kind of, people want me to talk Team Hold Gaming. I don't know what to tell you about it. I'm happy you guys are playing video games together. It seems like that's real community building type stuff. I'm happy for everybody. So yeah, there you go. Go do that. Really hope Jimmy rocks a powdered wig next media day. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's deep in his bag right now trying to figure out how do you top that next year. It reminds me, I don't know if you guys followed this on social media, like on the what's that September day from Earth, Wind, and Fire? There's this comedian that I know who would put together a video every year, and every year he'd have to top the video he did. And he finally was like, this is the last one. I can't do it anymore because it's hard to top that. And I wonder if Jimmy eventually gets into that world. What if Jimmy came in and did whiteface? What about that? That would be like, if that's his last year, like his last time ever, where he's like, this is my last season. And he came in and did something like that. Thank you. It's the 21st of September. Thank you. I don't know. I feel like that could really rev things up. That'll get the people talking. No, that wasn't a humble brag. That wasn't a humble brag. Jimmy will retire when he can't top a media day stunt. Yeah, there we go. There's Mike. What did Jump Shoot said? Did you talk at all about the So Rare roadmap? I haven't really talked about it. I can pull it up here in a second. Let me find it. I was pretty excited about the fact that it just seems like they have a good pulse on the community a little bit of being like what's working versus what's not working and what do people want. What a girl wants, right? That kind of energy. All right, hold on. Let me just pull that up. Wow. Okay. So I just saw another note here from Sam McClendon to go back to what we were talking about a second ago. Let me pull this tweet up here. So this is what I was referencing with the underdog stuff. He said, I'm told by the New York State Gaming Commission that these rules should be published in the state register by October 18th. It likely bans prize picks, underdog, sleeper pick'ems. Yes, you can still bet on traditional betting apps. Yes, you can still play traditional DFS. That is crazy. That is crazy. All right. Superluminal says, Bucks Celtics conference finals predictions. Yeah, I mean, I do think it's clearly going to be those teams, barring any sort of weird energy or injury. But those two seem like the best two teams. I will say, I do think the Knicks are going to be a little feisty. I think the Cavs are still going to be feisty, but I do think they're a tier below what we're going to be seeing from the Celtics and Bucks. I think the Celtics have the best team. I really do. I mean, the only way the Bucks, I think, can beat the Celtics if they have the two best players in the series, right? If Giannis and Dame are play better than everybody on the Celtics, then I do think that that could switch things up. But I do think the Celtics have the better team. Tesla says, what is the strangest location for training camp? Yeah, that's the one I was going to use. Philly going to Colorado. Because, right, the Clippers are like, hey, we're going to Hawaii. And Philly's like, dude, what if we just go Rocky Mountain High? I did think that was kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe they just really wanted to be next to Coach Prime. Coach Prime. I do think that one was really weird. Where's Toronto at? Where did Toronto go? Because I feel like Toronto could be pick a weird spot as well. Mike says this is the first change so where I've seemed to get right first time across all their game platforms. Yeah, I mean it does. I loved like literally if they did nothing else but just change the min count on those things, right? Like dropping it down from what was it? Like the commons were 5,000, now they're 1,000. Like that's aggressive, you know, and that seems to be that they really get it. Now, So Rare, just like any other platform or industry right now, obviously like they took a hit too, but I'll be curious to see how it evolves, how the game evolves with users this season, because I do think it is one of the more fun ways to engage with fantasy basketball. But because I think the DFS is kind of broken a little bit, and the season long isn't as fun to create around. And like I think So Rare really has figured it out in a lot of ways. However, I think the biggest issue running into like new people joining So Rare is there's a pretty big learning curve and being like, wait, how do I get money onto the platform? How does this work? I do think there is a little bit of confusion there. So that's always going to be their biggest hurdle. I'm curious to see. I know that they've got some like marketing plans, but I think it's similar to what we saw with So Rare Major League Baseball, where like you'll be watching League Pass and there'll be a So Rare ad, or you'll be in Stadium and there'll be a So Rare ad. I think you'll see a lot of stuff like that. I don't know, that raises awareness for sure. I'll just be curious to see how it plays out. Boston Bay says, can we get some Spurs predictions? Man, the West is going to be kind of weird, right? I was thinking about it. I was thinking about teams that will be actively tanking. And I think there's only one. I think it's just the Washington Wizards, right? Because I think when like our thought was that the Blazers were going to be pretty bad, but I still think they will be bad. But when you look at their starting five, right, of some combo of Scoot, Simons, and Sharp, you've got Jeremy Grant there, you've got DeAndre Ayton, Robert Williams. I mean, they've got like 7 legit guys that they can throw out there. I think they're going to be pretty competitive. I think they'll still be down at the bottom of the West. But I mean, like if you told me the Spurs finished ahead of the Rockets, sure. Ahead of the Jazz, maybe. But I still think it's probably, I think that Spurs, Rockets, and Blazers are going to be the bottom 3 teams in the West. But I kind of thought it was like, I was like, oh, there's like a handful of teams that are going to try to be bad. I think something to keep an eye on is the Chicago Bulls. Now, like Zach LaVine's rumored to be traded. DeMar DeRozan was out there. I know they just re-signed Bucci Mane, but like that could be a team that where the wheels really fall off. Ooh, we got a Bandy setting. What's up, big boy? What's up, big boy? So that's something to keep in track of. Toronto is in Vancouver for training camp. That is kind of funny. They're like, what if we stay in Canada, but just travel as far as we can away? So there we go. Shout out Vancouver. Vancouver is beautiful. What else we got? Sixers going to visit the Adventures in Odyssey attraction in Colorado Springs. That's pretty good. On the top Boston radio stations, do the Celtics have dedicated daily shows, and roughly how long are they? That's a good question. I mean, I don't know if they have dedicated Celtics ones. That's a good question. I mean, I know that, like, I know Jaylen Brown was on, was it Toucher and whatever? That's the last name, not saying Toucher, but I know, like, they had Jaylen Brown on talking about all things. There was a funny bit about them just talking about making fun of Jaylen Brown for signing that massive deal right when the state of Massachusetts changed their like tax laws, so he got boned even more. Jump shoot, yeah. Aaron Borland, thanks to So Rare, was at the Minnesota Twins game yesterday. That was pretty fun. Shout out Borland. Yeah, there we go. Swingman, let's go, baby. Let's go. Swingman's going to be joining the Team Hold universe as we do our weekly show. That's coming up soon. How long does Grant stay in Portland? Says Jump Shoot. I don't see them trading Jeremy Grant anytime. I don't see them moving him anytime soon. Who out there? Who among us? What NBA team out there is trying to scoop up Jeremy Grant's contract? Right, first year of a new deal. That's a lot of money. I don't know. I don't see it. All right, what else we got? Gotcha, but nothing like Celtics from 1 to 3. Raps now have a dedicated 2-hour daily NBA show, and hockey fans are flipping out. Oh, interesting. No, I don't think so. Not that I know of. I'll be honest though. I don't listen to sports radio regularly enough. Just because I'm a podcast slut. I just listen to just so many freaking podcasts. I know like Jay King. They used to have a podcast on The Athletic. Anything is Potable, I think it was called, but they just rebranded. I forget the name of it, but I really like that one. But again, that's like podcast, not radio. What else we got here? What else we got? Sneeps is just raising his hand, putting mushrooms down, shouting out the video game community. Guys, I don't have anything, man. I just had that sick top 10 bit. Let's jump in. Let's jump in an underdog draft. Let's see how many. I'm gonna jump in. We'll see how many people we need to wait for, and then we'll draft. It's still waiting for 7. So I'll leave this up here for a second. If you guys want to join an underdog draft with me, come on in. The water's warm. We only have a couple weeks left to do this, by the way. Only a couple weeks left to jump into underdog. And like, again, I know I showed this yesterday, but this is moving pretty slowly. And when you see 33% filled with less than 3 weeks to go, I mean, that's saying something that we might have a lot of overlay. So I've done 38 drafts so far. We can look at some exposure here. I got a lot of Jamal Murray, right? You see, let me blow that up a little bit. What's got Bandy's attention? He just got up, so then he like goes and runs out. He looks out the window. That's what he loves to do. Just look out the window. So we have a Jamal Murray here at 29%. We got Derek White at 24%. I got a lot of Keontae George. I'm pretty high on Keontae George. And maybe that's overrating what happened in Summer League. But I don't know. They don't have a real point guard in Utah, right? So they get Jordan Clarkson, but he's not a real point guard. Colin Sexton's clearly going to come off the bench. And you're getting Keontae George in like the last round of this. And it's like, hey, maybe he excels in this role. And if he doesn't, it's kind of low risk, high reward from somebody like that. So I'm paying attention to Keontae George quite a bit. They also have one other guard that could take up some of the minutes, but I still think Keontae George is going to play over him. But you never know when you're going to get a Also, I'm realizing I missed this from Boston Base, who said Mike is stealing bits from Dave. That is true. All right, who else we got for our guards? We got Josh Giddey up. I got 21% of Giddey. I was drafting a lot of Brogdon. I'm a little bit nervous about that now. I'm going to need him to get traded sooner rather than later because he is not going to play in Portland. I got some J-Dub here, some Shaden Sharp. I've been getting Bogdan in the last round of a lot of drafts too. I think Bogdan was hurt for a lot of last season and like slowly worked his way up. I think he's going to be I think he's a solid like last round pick from Atlanta. And it's also like some injury like insurance. If like Trae Young goes down or DeJounte Murray goes down, he immediately gets a higher role. And then I got 18% Luka, which is pretty solid. I've been drafting Cade as much as I can. SGA, Reeves, 16. I was drafting Anthony Black and Jalen Suggs early. Some Christian Brown here. All right, there we go. So that's pretty much it for my guards. My wangs. I've got just about 30% of Zion Williamson, which could prove to be a massive mistake. Insert Arrested Development meme there. I've made a huge mistake. But I don't know. I just think Zion he's going like 30 to 33 in these drafts. But dude, if Zion actually plays and is healthy, he's going to play. I mean, he's going to be like a top 10 play. So we're still going to be firing on Zion. Oh, let's do another drop because our boy
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
There's 16 rounds in this draft, Zach. I saw you ask that question. But yeah, PJ, I got there. I've been getting Cam Whitmore a lot in the last round. I actually think that's a dumb pick. So not a dumb pick, but I had way too much of him. It was just an easy click at the end. So I stopped doing that. We get some Middleton, some Kawhi, some JB. I was getting a lot of Nikola Jovic because I thought he was going to go to Portland. And I was like, ooh, this is a fun last round pick. However, I'm a little bit nervous that now staying in Miami, maybe that's not as sexy as it was. Although Miami is going to need some help. So I don't know. The Jovic thing might burn me. I'm going to slow down on those picks. Jeremy Sohan, I really like him. There was a report, I think it was Windhorse from the Hoop Collective, was saying that Sohan might actually play a little point guard, right? So Trey Jones is their main number one, but they said that Sohan's been like working on his ball handling and his facilitation a little bit. And I don't know. So I was like, oh, maybe that's not a bad grab here late in drafts. We got some J.D. McDaniels, some Michael Porter Jr. I've been drafting Lauri Markkanen quite a bit. Well, I guess like six shares of my 37 of Lauri, some BI, some Bilal Coulibaly. And then let's go to our bigs. So you're going to see I'm pretty overweight on a couple of bigs. I was getting Robert Williams super late. Robert Williams was drafted in like the 16th round or something. I'm not 16th, like 14th round. So I don't really hate that. I don't love it as much with him on Portland behind DeAndre Ayton, but I guess you could have made the same argument about him behind Porzingis and Al Horford. Wendell Carter Jr. I'm getting pretty late too, and I like him. I have a lot of these are like my Wendell Carter Jr., Mark Williams, Mitchell Robinson, Onyeka Okongwu. I've talked a lot about them in the DFS world. I like them quite a bit because they have like relatively high ceilings and decent floors. Some Walker Kessler, some Chet Holmgren. So there you go. That's who I got. That's who I got cooking right now. Let me just see. I don't think this is going to fill. Yeah, oh no, it only needs 4 more. Maybe it will fill. We'll see. I don't have a lot of Wemby. Wemby's been going like pretty early in drafts. And I'm just like, I don't know if I don't know like what his fantasy ceiling. I think he's going to be great, but it's his rookie season. It's like a pretty big bet on rookies that early. And I just don't think they're going to like aggressively throw him out there. So I don't know. Makes me a little bit nervous. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, Wemby shaved his Sohan hair. So during media day, again, I got this from the Hoop Collective, but he took some photos with his hair was still blonde, and then they switched uniforms, shaved it. So Wemby's back. Wemby is back. I don't know if we're gonna, because this is also gonna take like an hour after it's. I'll leave this up for a little bit, but we might just wrap early because we got a primetime show tonight. Okay, primetime. Shot Tank is back 9 p.m. with all the gang. The gang's all here. But I'll hang for a few more minutes. You guys have anything else for me? What else you guys want to? Let's give him something to talk about, right? What else you guys got going on? What's new with you? You know, enough about me. What's going on with you? Apparently, we got some wildfires up in Canada that's going to be spreading back down to New York. So I'm looking forward to some unhealthy air. We've got another 80-degree day in October. Jump Shoot, I'm not going to look over the So Rare NBA roadmap today. I'd rather save that for the So Rare specific show. So it's a little bit more condensed and specific to the So Rare audience. But yeah, it's getting up to 82 today. That's crazy town, right? That's crazy town. One other thing I'll pump up there too a little bit. I'm going to be we're going to be working on our newsletter here once a week, once with the NBA season starts. So there we go. Keep checking flights to Vegas in December, but too spendy for that weekend. How much are they looking like for you, Garen? My dad's going out. My dad's coming out and his friend Jeff. They're coming up to Vegas for those that don't know, we're going to Vegas for in December for the midseason tournament for the semifinals and the finals, which is very exciting. But my dad's coming out, which is cool. And we are going on that Sunday. So we're going to the basketball games on Thursday and then on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we're going to the Raiders. We're going to the Raiders game on Sunday. So it's going to be a full-ass sportsy weekend in Viva Las Vegas. So we're going to be doing that. Yeah, a lot of stuff on the Sphere. People are really excited about the Sphere. I saw a tweet today that it's the Sphere is a jack-o'-lantern. I don't know, guys. It just doesn't move the needle for me. Maybe I'm too old. But I'm like, oh, wow, we're seeing a concert and there's bright lights. Maybe if I did more drugs, I'd be into it. But I don't do drugs. Not me. Oh, 600 for just one round trip. Yeah, that's tough. Maybe you'll get a last minute discount or something. I don't know. All right, I'm going to leave this draft because I'm not going to stream for another hour because it usually takes an hour. I'm jumping out of this. There you go. I jumped out too, Boston base. I jumped out. But yeah, so Vegas is going to be a really good time. If you guys are thinking about going, come for it. Yeah, except for the worst drug. I know. It is the worst one. I know. Listen, our vices are all different, okay? I'm not saying I'm anti it. You guys do whatever you want. You guys can do whatever you want, okay? But yeah, so if you guys are interested in it, we're excited to check out some of those, the first ever in-season tournament. I'm also going to the WNBA Finals, Game 3 between the Liberty and the Aces in the Barclays Center on October 15th. But that's still a ways away. That starts this weekend. I think that the first game is on the 8th. I think Game 1 is on the 8th, and I'm excited about it. That's going to be a fun series. I don't think they like each other very much too, which is exciting. They love a good rivalry. Two super teams matching up. Normally when we're very excited throughout the entire season for these two monsters to match up against each other, something happens in the semifinals and it doesn't actually happen. So I'm excited to see that. Also, it looks like the WNBA is going to be expanding. I don't know. Whoever was running the WNBA socials yesterday was sniffing a little cocoa, but they were wiling out yesterday, just kind of tweeting out memes and images, being like, "Ooh, maybe we're gonna get another team." And so I'm curious when that officially gets announced. But it looks like they're going to be expanding. I know Joe Lacob of the Golden State Warriors owner, he was saying that, or they are in the front running of bringing a team to the Bay Area. But I imagine they don't add one. Usually when they do expansion, they add two teams to make it even Steven. So I wonder if what was the other area that was saying they were looking for one? Was it Philadelphia? I don't think the 76ers. I don't think Philly has one yet. So maybe we get one over there. Yeah, the Dallas way. Hey, the Wings had a good season though. But anyways, excited about that as well. All right, last call. Anybody got anything they want me to talk about? I'll fire some stuff out. Otherwise, we'll call it here. We'll come back again tomorrow night. Yeah, Toronto is such a basketball nerd, like a basketball nerdy town, which I love. A signed Sabrina jersey is the same amount as a Mitchell and Ness throwback swingman. Okay. Bring back the Comets. Houston, they were the first ever champs too, right? Shame on you, Houston. Shame on you. But yeah, I am excited to go to the finals games. Those games, again, the vibes in the Barclays Center for the Liberty games have been immaculate. They've been really good. All right, gang. I think we're gonna call it there. So come tune in tonight at 9 p.m. for the Shot Tank Bros. Everyone's gonna be there. Very exciting. And then we will be back tomorrow for some more NBA bid action. But as always, I appreciate everyone being here. Thanks for liking the video, for subscribing, doing all the things. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. We will see you later. We out.